Hello guys, this is Jamie. Welcome to your third Java programming tutorial. And today what we're going to be doing is working on user input. So far we've outputted messages to the screen, but that's kind of it. So there will be times, obviously, where we'll want to get something from the user. Like we want the user to input a value, input a piece of data or whatever, and then do something with that. Now, we're not too worried at the moment about what we do with that. We're just worried about how we get it. And there's different methods of doing this. I think I'm going to stick to using something called scanner, which is a Java class. It's a library. It's part of a library called utils, I believe, in here. And it's just going to help us get input from the user. So let's get started. Now, I think, what's the best way to explain this? Basically, what we need to do is go scanner equal new scanner brackets system.in. Now, what that'll do is basically, when we're going through variables, we're going things like int, string, and all that stuff. Basically, we're creating an instance of the object scanner. Now, as I said before, I right-clicked on string and I said that was a class. Okay, maybe I can't do it here. Wait a second. Now I can. Basically, scanner is also a class, and again, it has different methods that do different things in it. We're not really bothered about that. But the point is, we're creating an instance of that. And once we've done that, and obviously, I imported it as well. I needed to import it to use it. But once we've got that class in, it's just a case of we can now use every method that's in the scanner class. And we'll go through this a little bit more detail in later tutorials when we start making our own classes and we need to use them in programs. But yeah, now all you need to know is that's just an object of the scanner class, and that is what we need to be able to use it. So this bit here is basically just saying it's a new instance of a scanner, and it's from system.in. But all we've dealt with so far is system.out, and then had println from that. Now we're dealing with system.in, which you can probably work out yourself is system input. Now, on top of that, once we've done that, as I said, there's different methods in scanner. So we can do scanner.close, .delimiter, .findInLine. Yeah, we got kind of a lot of things that we need to do. And you can read through the Java docs for these. So returns true if the next token scanner's input can be interpreted as int. Loads of things for that. But what we're going to do is we're going to want the user to put their name in and their age. So what we're going to do is we're going to create two more variables, and we're going to have string name equal to blank, equal to nothing. That's basically just, as I said before, creating a variable called name and saying equal to nothing. And we also want an integer, and we're going to go int age equal to nothing as well. Oops, that's not right. Int age equals 0, that'll do. It doesn't really matter about that, but yeah, that'll do. So, once we've created them two variables, the plan is to get the user to, we want something to be presented to the user so they know what they're doing. In this case, all we're going to use is print lines. And we're going to say, please enter your name. My typing's useless. Your name. So yeah, please enter your name. This has nothing to do with the input yet. This is basically just saying to the user, please input your name. This is where we now get the user input. So what we're going to do for this is go name equals scanner dot next, and this should return the next line that's input from the scanner, which should be, if the user's done it right, their name. And to prove it to you, I'm just going to save it, and here's where it's going to be slightly different. For you, if you've copied the exact same way as me and my folder structure and everything, then what you might find is hitting run will actually run the variables file from before or a file from the previous tutorial. What we actually need to do is right click on source packages and go properties, and you'll get this menu appear to you, and you should go run. Now, as you can see here, it says main class tutorial3.forloops. That's kind of because I was going to go over for loops, but I changed my mind and instead decided to go with user input, because then we can play around like with a lot more interesting things with for loops in a later tutorial. So what we're going to do is we're going to change that, and we're basically going to go tutorial3.userinput. And now that's set the main class to this, so it should run this file that we're working on. If I just hit run, and I just realized this isn't actually going to do anything. As you can see though, if we click in the box, the cursor actually pops up and it says there, please enter your name. I'm going to hit Jamie, then hit enter. Build successful. Program exits because there's no code after that line. But yeah, basically you know it works. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to go system.out.println, please enter your age. And what I'm going to do again is age this time equals scanner.next. So again, getting the next element in the scanner. Actually that should be next int, I believe, and that should set it to the next integer value in there. Sorry about that, that was my mistake. But yeah, now what we've got here is we're basically telling the user to input their name, taking the name variable that we declared up here, and setting it to the next token or next value in the scanner. Then what we're doing is saying, right, you've got that stored in the variable, now enter your age. And then we're taking the age, we're taking the input from that sort of value, so the user enters like 14, we're taking that 14 and passing it into the age variable. Now again, they're underlined because we haven't actually done anything with them yet. We've just assigned different values from null to them, basically. So what we actually want to do now is we're going to go ahead and do another print line. And this print line, if you remember from last time, is going to include name. And this one, print line, is going to include age. Now, in fact, I'm going to make this a little more specific. So this is going to say, this is your name. Now what you do here is, it comes up underlined because it's not expecting, after that quotation mark, it's actually expecting the end of the print line. But what we can do is, we can put a plus sign in, and that actually appends name to it. So this is basically saying, this is your name, name. But since there's no space here, and there's no space in the variable name, it's going to be like appended directly to the end of that. I'll show you what I mean now. If I go run, it should ask me for my name, so I'm going to enter Jamie, enter your age, and I'm going to enter 19. This is your name, Jamie, and as you can see there's no space in there, and also it outputs 19. So you know the program's working, but that's not what I wanted to say. I was going to say put a space in there, and if I rerun it, Jamie and 19, there's actually a space in there now. That's kind of a very minor detail, but you will notice when you're like making larger applications or whatever that if you miss out the space, it can look a bit weird on the screen, and it's just like something you should probably change. Now on top of that, you can see that I've appended a variable to a string here, and that's displaying fine. Well, I don't actually need this line either, because what I can do is I can append more than one thing into a print line. So I can go and again, and basically go your age is, oops, quotation marks, your age is, and age. So if you don't understand this, it's basically saying what we're going to do is we're going to print out this is your name, so the string this is your name, and then append the variable name, which should be set to the name that you've input from the scanner, and then you're going to say your age is and age. So these can take as many arguments as you want, if that's what you call them. It can take as many sort of variables in it, it can take as many strings in it as you want, as long as you lay it out like that. It's basically just saying this, include this, and this, and this, and this. And as you can see, if I run it for one last time, if I put Jamie, hit enter, I don't know why I put sim, I actually meant to put 19. Sim is something totally different. And And there you go. This is your name, Jamie. Your age is 19. Perfect. That's exactly what we wanted it to do. And yeah, this is quite a short tutorial in comparison to what I normally do, but it's just one of those things that's that we're going to be using. We know how to get input now. If that's what you want to go ahead and practice, then that's fine. I don't actually need to declare the variables as anything, since I'm actually only ever outputting them values. But yeah, and also this is very important as well, because I wasn't sure if I was going to do the for loop tutorial purely because I was doing weird things like this, and I wasn't sure if many of you would be able to work it out. I mean, it's pretty simple to work out, but I wasn't going to go over something totally new in there and have loads of people confused. So yeah, this tutorial was kind of just clearing something else up for later, and also learning how to get user input. So really, that's all I can think of doing. So thank you guys for watching. If you're stuck with anything, just leave me a comment and I'll hopefully reply to it within good time. And I'll see you guys later.